Good morning, Azeroth. It is the 25th of April 2025. Grab your morning beverage and welcome to the stream. Today we'll be clearing out our Bountiful delves for the week, pushing at tier 11, earn some of them crests to keep upgrading our gear so we may eventually take down that underpin double question mark. Without further ado, let's get stuck in. Hope you're all doing well today. It's the end of the week. Well done on getting through. Just take it steady, keep yourselves hydrated. You've got this. I realised yesterday, talking through a lot of the Oblivion remaster, I kept calling it an Xbox game, but my memory was just bugging myself. It was a 360 game and a launch title there. Almost heralding that golden age of 360 and PS3 games. Very nostalgic. Just wanted to set the record straight. Hey, Forecast Jaina! Welcome to the stream and good morning. I find that fascinating for a game that's been out so long for WoW. I don't know if it's an age bracket thing or just, I suppose, over the years it has passed many a person by. Ooh, heading to the waterworks. There is a free option for WoW. Lets you play up to, ooh, where was it? About level 20 or so. Given they've got so many options these days in terms of, do you want to play the retail game, the classic version of the game, hardcore classic, which I don't recommend as your starting point. That's probably not going to go over well. Don't think I could dip my toe into hardcore these days. But I certainly enjoy the World of Warcraft. It's been a staple of mine for the better part of its entire lifespan. Certainly not without its faults, but as a go-to comfy game that you can chip at and work at, I do quite enjoy it. And I think it's one of the best games when it comes to fashion game and the transmog system and just collecting outfits and hitting that true where we know most games end up. Imagine playing Jaina. Morning, Emilis. Oh. You have some Jaina in this expansion. Not as much as I would have liked, but the poison fumes at tier 11. Let's get in. I think there'll be plenty who agree with you.
You don't look.
Oh wait,
busy.
I'm misreading. That's Janna, as in League of Legends Janna.
You go wherever you please, don't you?
Janna, I remember in League being a lot of fun to play. Looney bin. I think we'll keep the rocket fuel for now. It works well. Stomp down. Up. Alright, as long as we get this poison from reducing my max health, we should be fine. I just remember Janna and playing around with the typhoons and just having a laugh with it. I know lore-wise, she's been a little all over the place in the past. These days, with everything that happened in Arcane, she's a little more deified in a way that I found really interesting. Whether they do anything with that remains to be seen. It was a lot of fun to play, if annoying to run away from. A friend of mine who always started playing a support, but then would just build full AP, try and murder people in the bot lane. It was very silly. Damn clown. Did you get like a catsuit skin? It's like a hoodie of just a load of cats stood on top of each other. Don't play League often these days, but a lot of friends invited me to a custom 5v5 at some point in recent weeks. There was a Shaco involved in there somewhere. Maybe it was the random game beforehand.
Device keeps us safe from the poison. Hold on.
Hang on, Brad. No, I can't move it with me. It's one of those I can't. God damn it. Stunning past his battle cry. Thank you, but we'll be fine. No worries, Emily. Best of luck. Supporting the Shakos on instinct. Maybe one day the bugger will get lore and he won't be quite as toxic with whatever rework comes down the line. I always thought when Arcane started, right, and Silco shanks Vanta, there was a part of me that was like, they're not going to turn this dude into Shaco, are they? That would have been pretty interesting. Obviously, it differentiated itself as we went. It wasn't really a fighter, but I don't know. Maybe I shouldn't have just associated the weapon with him, but I always thought there was a fun possibility there.
I don't have a target.
Activate the other. My max health getting far too low. It's goddamn candle dungeons. Wait for the debuff. Beautiful.
Give me a moment, champion.
We're fine, Bran. Honestly, always complaining. The thing about that Oblivion studio, who Bethesda got to help with the remaster, do most of the heavy lifting, Virtuoso, they're apparently also the studio working with Konami on the Metal Gear 3, or Metal Gear Solid 3 remake, I should say. So I'd be very interested to see, given what seems to be a successful remaster on Oblivion, how they manage with Metal Gear. Obviously that series has been through the ringer given Konami's history, but it'll be nice to see 3 done up real nice. The only negatives I've heard so far about the Oblivion remaster are maybe the frame rate isn't the best sometimes. That's about it. Oh, I'm letting them battle cry too much. That's what happens when you rebind your interrupt key. Thank you, bastards. When it came to League, I was always more of a top laner. I like me big bruisers. I like just fighting in the top lane. Keep it simple. Mordekaisers, your volley bears. I love Warwick, but was never much good at jungle, so occasionally took him top lane. Just because. I miss old Aurelian Sol most of all of his little boopy stars. I tried the new version once and just it did not click with me. Oh, now there was a legendary crest line, Jana. That was an absolute delight. I can imagine. It's been such a long time. Like 2005? 2006 when that game first landed again in that beginning that golden age of the 360. And don't get me wrong, a lot of people absolutely love Skyrim, but I think Oblivion holds a much more special place in my heart. It was always a game that I never owned, but I'd always go and play at a family member's house. And so it was just on visits, I would slowly chip at it. I remember the first time that happens with the Dark Brotherhood, it's the Lucius, right? A character so good they brought him back for Skyrim. And you've done a murder, right? Correct me if I'm wrong in any of this. And he just, I can't remember if he turns up at your bedside or you get a letter telling you to go meet. It was like, we know what you did. Come to this address. I mean, I can't remember. Did he spoil it for me? But he leads you into it. And then a lot of Skyrim's Dark Brotherhood was just kind of replaying what happened in Oblivion's. I think it was like Cicero the Clown was interesting, but other than that, it was all very similar. I think in overall theme. So you'll be well more aware of a lot of the nostalgia if you played Oblivion more often. And I reckon all the more able to appreciate the changes. I know they've done a little bit of extra voice lines and changed the leveling system. But there have been a load of clips and shorts crossing me on YouTube of some of the voice lines. I'd completely forgotten the line where the person did like a second take that they kept in the game. Just as a full line, and it's like, oh no, let me take it again. Well, adventure, I just straight up kept it. That's that Bethesda jank that you've got to adore. Kill these other underpin boys. I do look forward to getting it. I know it's on Game Pass, so it's not going to be much of a barrier there. But we've been starting up Avowed on the evening, which is a very similar game from Obsidian in terms of, you know, it's got the first-person view, fantasy. It's a more modern go at it. I didn't want to stop that whole playthrough just to jump straight into Oblivion. We will get to it as the year goes on. Ah, that was it. Thank you, Jada. Appears after you sleep. I think one of the reasons that worked so well is it's not just a matter of if you're a player who's a murder hobo and is going to go around and commit violence, you're going to see that. But even if you aren't, there are some quests where you ended up just doing a lot of fighting and you would sometimes kill someone the game deemed innocent. So regardless of morality, you ended up doing the Dark Brotherhood at some point. I like the whole murder mystery house. See, I can't even remember any of that shit. And that sounds delightful. I do really want to get back to it. Again, look out on the channel at some time during the year where we will indeed get to it. We've just got a lot to get through. Got all of Avowed to get through, and then Expedition 33, the Western JRPG that's just come out. Which I may hold off a little bit on that one because Doom's going to come out soon as well. And then at some point thereafter, it's a decent year for RPGs. I think Melissa was saying yesterday that Baldur's Gate 3 kind of heralded it like, oh look, people do actually love all these single player RPGs. It's fantastic. Didn't expect a year full of more of them quite so soon. But to have 3 or 4 already this year is pretty impressive. It's going to be a good year for it. As someone who's been streaming maybe 9 months now, big RPGs back to back to back, it's like, whoa, where do I squeeze in the smaller games? Still get through half of these. I don't know, Avowed toned its scope down a bit. It's not quite as massive as getting lost in one of the Elder Scrolls games, but Oblivion was still pretty big, right? I don't think it was quite Skyrim, but it was still pretty massive in terms of completion time if you wanted to see a lot of stuff. Although, I will say, and I think I said this yesterday as well, them charging the extra tenner for the deluxe of the like version and saying, oh, by the way, the horse armor feels a little bit like a bastard move. Just for what that did to the industry, and especially back then, I think people might look at it in different ways now, but it was way more controversial and hated back then than the acceptance we have these days with microtransactions. It was one of the earliest. So I think for others to make jokes about horse armor is fine, but for the company who sells you the product to be like, hey, we got that horse armor in our £10 upgrade, it feels like, I don't think you get to make that joke, Todd. You piece of garbage. I mean, I know the deluxe edition comes with more than that. I believe there's some, like, weapons. One thing that irked me is I heard someone say a quest line comes with the deluxe edition, which is like, I don't like that. I've never liked it when you put story content behind the DLC. It's part of the reason why I struggle to ever get into Elder Scrolls Online. It's not just, oh, these expansion storylines are locked behind a purchase, but no, the Thieves Guild is locked behind a purchase, and this guild, and this, yeah. I'm assuming Oblivion had, in the same way Skyrim did, again, it's been so long, because it had the Dark Brotherhood, its Thieves Guild, and its Warriors Guild, and the Arena, there was all kinds of factions to level up, right? be a mage guild. Again, it's been such a long time for Oblivion. It will be lovely to see Patrick Stewart again, as brief as it might be.
That device keeps us safe from the poison.
I know, Bran.
Nice fight.
There's the one over there. I don't think I can pull all of them. Maybe I can. Ooh, not if that rare gets involved. Hang on, this might have been a mistake. Oh yeah, it was!
Like this.
Absolute buffoonery.
I know you can do better than that.
Thanks, Bran. Didn't even hit a bloody checkpoint. Alright, it's not too far to go.
It's too
Where'd you come from? It's good that all the DLC is included. I feel like it would have been a real dick move to separate out the DLC. And again, these days folks are way more forgiving of cosmetics. I play a lot of games and stay with them because I love cosmetics and earning them, and I feel the shift towards more and more microtransactions has led to a lot of games not having enough as a baseline. You know what I mean? There's not enough earnable for a lot of games. You see some examples these days that are doing it a little better. But if all of your cosmetics are behind paywalls and the offering for the base game, let's say, is paltry by comparison, it just rubs me the wrong way. Because that it's just cosmetic argument. I simply don't agree. Like, cosmetics, as I say, a lot of the reasons I play. And to be fair, they know that. I think if a lot of companies started doing like a load of pay-to-win stuff and that had been the norm, people would have just got bored of it. It's not fun to get a free win, in my opinion. The fancy digs that everyone enjoys. Well, bats. I can't pull those other kobolds. I need to go back to the other light. Follow me! We'll have to see what Bethesda actually end up doing when it comes to Elder Scrolls 6, though. Like, there was a lot of interviews over the years where Todd's been like, oh, if only we knew how big Skyrim was going to be, we could have done more, quote unquote, which is, we should have monetized it a lot more. And I think the worry now for Elder Scrolls 6, they could just make it a microtransaction hellscape. Like, I really wanted to enjoy Diablo 4, for example, but in the same vein of constantly having so much armor and fancy bits locked behind paying, it just left a sour taste in my mouth when I finished the base game. I was like, I'm just not bothered by whatever expansions you do at this point. Even if I enjoyed the story. It seemed unnecessary. And that's no shame to the actual quality of said transactions or the artists who work on them. Some lovely looking armor sets. But, again, they're locked away. Now, if you can earn your premium currency in one way or another, that kind of offsets things. I think it's why Warframe does so well. Because you can earn a lot of that stuff. Even WoW, to some extent, you can earn enough gold to get the token and technically grab anything on the store through playing in-game. If you put that time in. Come here, Robert. Still, it is lovely to see that. It would have been really cool if they'd actually managed to shadow drop Oblivion, but the leaks about it were started months ago. People saying, oh, it'll drop any day now, and they were saying that for the better part of a month. This remaster's just going to drop. It's going to drop. And at one point, I was like, you're saying it enough where I now don't believe you. But sure enough, it did. And I imagine for most folks who aren't keyed into like the gaming news cycle as much as some of us, it was a very pleasant surprise to have that big logo up on the Xbox store and Game Pass, the middle of Steam. Be like, Oblivion, out now. Whoa. What I'm most curious about, I know there's folks like us, Jana, who have played the game before, whether a lot or a little. But for players who either started with Skyrim or haven't played any of Bethesda's games, I'm really curious what people are going to think about it in this day and age of games. I'm sure they'll like it. But it was a big turning. I think Jeff Gersman on the Gersman Show, formerly a Giant Bomb, loved the fella, was talking about just people don't realise or didn't realise how much of a big deal Oblivion was for Western RPGs. And it leading to more folks actually making them again. Because Oblivion hit a wider audience that Morrowind's never managed. And Morrowind's one of those that I think I tried once or twice, but was too young to fully understand. That would be one I'm pretty curious to see again. Just because I've known, while I remember bits of Oblivion, Morrowind, I don't even remember sod all of. But where a modern player base will feel about either of them, I just think it's fascinating. Wait, there's a cobalt. There's 2 more groups of... Oh no, I've defeated all the nemesis. Good, 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 good. I just need to get to the end because I've cleared more of these. Oh, there we go. I did read, though, that something about Oblivion, they wouldn't support mods properly. I don't know how... I mean, I believe the article in question, but that seems like a very push. I know people modded it immediately, but I don't know what limitations may have been placed on it by Bethesda. It just seems dumb if that was the case. And mods are part of the reason Skyrim and Oblivion had such a long tail, because people absolutely love making stuff. In a lot of different varieties. Bubble again to get my health back. You know, Bethesda tried to monetize all that before with the whole creation conflict thing, trying to bring some mods in-house, but it never went over well. I just remember it being a shit show. Can't remember the specifics. Just that it did not go as planned for Bethesda. Come on, T-Rex, get in there. Eat this kobold. There you go. More bats. It's also a weird sentiment to think about that now Bethesda are owned by Microsoft. I mean, it did come out on the PlayStation back in the day as well, but from what I understand, the PlayStation 3 version was full of bugs in a way the Xbox One was not, so it would have been well within Microsoft rights to be like, this is an Xbox and PC exclusive, but fortunately, they're being more open field. Ah, congratulations, well done. More quests to be done. And my chagrin towards ESO is literally all about its monetization. An old friend of mine who I used to play a lot of WoW with, he kind of transitioned into ESO. And that's kind of been his main MMO ever since. And every time we catch up and have an old natter, he talks about just how much he loves it and how much he enjoys various aspects of the game, whether it's their approach to storytelling, the group content, or the housing stuff. So there's a lot there to love. That's not me saying it's a bad game and all. I just don't like their microtransactions. What would you say about Elder Scrolls Online that keeps you hooked to it? How long has it been your fave game? You say currently. That leads me to believe maybe it's not the most long-standing of relationships with the game. Could be wrong. But what is it about? Is it just a love of Tamriel and the Elder Scrolls world? I know timeline-wise, ESO is set like near the start? Something like that? Long time before Oblivion, and then Oblivion's like 200 years before Skyrim, and God knows where Elder Scrolls 6 is going to be set. Might be some kind of prequel set in one of those early ages. We don't know. All we've got is that one teaser that was like a mountain, which they teased way too many years in advance. And I get why they teased it so many years in advance. People just wouldn't shut up about it. It's like, oh, this game's never coming out. And it's like, God damn it. Let them cook. Be patient. People can help themselves. Ooh, this is going to be a bit of a bobble without one of those lights. I've still got my defences. I've got my bubble if I need it. I'm stunned while we deal with the other dude. My other question for ESO would be, how does it handle transmog? How's the fashion game in Elder Scrolls Online? Because I know bits about Final Fantasy in terms of how their glamour system works, but I don't know about ESO. I'm sure there's more microtransactions involving cosmetics, but how's it baseline? Probably a dangerous question to ask. I do not have room in my life for a second MMO, but I'm always curious. Oh, Guild Wars 2 has been doing pretty well for itself too. Ow. Might have to bubble. My max health is getting way too low. This dude can just boot me on the snoot.
Don't go dying on me.
Gate. I think I lost my reward there for the end. Hate these poison ones that lower your max health. This is the worst I've played in a delve for ages. See, from Janet in the chat. Played it since release, but always taking big breaks. I love it because it's an MMO. I don't need more, honestly. Or Final Fantasy, I adore ESO because my character is pretty. Ah, there you go then. That's all you need. You love your character and spending time in the world with him. Love the classes. Again, the characters are pretty. It's always the visual game. That's why they'll keep charging us for them, the bastards. Luckily, the number of tier 11 delves that I need to clear for my crests each week is free, so the 4th is kind of a safety net. Yeah, give me that smoked Gouda, Bran. Delicious cheese. Okay, then we stun him, get the crowd control, actually do stuff properly. Stun the bat, get my max health back up with the air purifier, get Brancili potions. We're having to lock in a little bit. Maybe I just leave this big dude. He won't come at me with the repair and stun. He might though, I can't have him chasing me into the boss room, that'd be terrible. Ran. Out of the way! As he stuns and eats the flamethrower to the face. If it works for you and you enjoy the game and what they're giving you for it, more power to you. I am glad it seems like such a lovely home for you. Again, world-wise, I'd love to get in and explore. It's just every time I've done that tutorial, the game then opens up that that store menu and is like, hey, you could be purchasing all this content, and I'm like, go away. Can you get past that? Part of it is a me problem, like addictive personality, struggles, especially when all that FOMO shit starts rolling. Not be like, well, I'd maybe be, if I wanted to play the game properly, I'd be a fool not to get all these quests. These days, that's why I try not to let myself play such things. As I know, preys on me a little too harshly. Oh, I love the fact they have dyes in there. That's fantastic.
I don't have a target.
And the mix and match side of it is why I love WoW so much. So apart from the gold cost to get it done, there's a lot of variety on display when it comes to a load of sets and mixing and matching the different pieces. To be fair, it's the reason I've played WoW for so long, ever since they added transmog. I've got a lot of love for the background lore and story. Oh, yep. But that's kind of what's kept me going for years. And when player housing gets here later in the year, I've no doubts that will be a big point for a lot of folks to continue going. On Wax face. Won't stand in it. These potions are on the pile of poison. Yeah, I can run through and grab them. Yep, yep. Got one. Garbage. Keep myself healed through the flames. I'm moving around here so I have more space on the light bulb. Oh, by the way, in terms of cosmetics, you said very specifically lots of dresses. Very specific needs. Glad it caters to them. I am more of a heavy palate person, and anything paladin related I'm just a sucker for. I don't know how many classes Elder Scrolls Online has these days, but I think I played a Templar, and then there was the dual class thing, and it was Templar and... oh, I can't remember. Something involving a dragon? Maybe? It's been so long. Emilis, no! Don't be one of those! Let him rage quitting. Shame. Shame. I feel like when it comes to competitive games, it's kind of what you sign up for. Some games are going to be garbage. Well, if it's other people winding you up with their bad habits, I understand. I have more sympathy for that than if it was just randoms, to be fair. Their own spell creating system these days? That's pretty cool. Has the possibility of getting absolutely broken. But I like stuff like that. I would rather stuff in a game be absolutely broken. Emilis, I can only assume those are foreign swear words to me. So it's perfectly fine because I do not know.
I'll give you a hand with this one.
Next will be subclassing as well. That seems like a lot of character options in there for ESO. You can see why my friend loves it so much. We got our Nemesis box. We will not get our crests, though. Oh, no. Wait. The stash is there. A mythic keystone. Fascinating. It'll give me keystones for mythic dungeons, even though I never do them. Guess that's just going to sit in my inventory until it disappears. Oh, and that's where a load of people get their gilded. I see. It's alright, Emilis. Again, I don't begrudge your frustrations. Well, I got some crests anyway. That's alright. Despite double deaths. I think it's as long as a life was remaining, so we did okay. Alright, to the next one. What have we got? We have Excavation Site 9. Followed by... oh, one of the underwater ones. And the Underkeep. Now, let's head to the excavation site. See, MLS, this is why these days, if I am going to dip my toe in competitive games, I have to be in a very specific and relaxed mindset. Or I just don't. Honestly, or I just don't. Last time I got big into one was probably For Honor. Maybe like some of the card games compared to like Legends of Runeterra or Hearthstone, but I can't do it these days. I don't have the patience for it anymore. It's just, it's too stressful. Especially if the folks you're playing with enjoy winding each other and the enemy team up. I don't have the stomach for it. It's not for me. Back to Oblivion, Emilys. Back to Oblivion. Go and boop some NPCs. It's the full hammering the keys. Okay, I still got the full of them. Next one. Thank you for the Gouda, Bran. Ah, I see. It's not just that it stresses you out, it is the constant old nostalgia piece to always go back to, for better or worse. As I imagine League is to a lot of folks too. It's that same, holds that same space for a lot of people. To never truly be out of your life, regardless of the frustration. Ah, you're on FF14. Fair enough, fair enough. Much more relaxed, to be sure. Come here, intern. I need more of this place. I need more Void and Titan things. Beautiful stuff. Got him while he's out. Oh, Bran dispelled it. Keep forgetting you can do that, Bran. Right, there's a portal up over there. More block. God damn it. Bran, why are you like this? Why do you pull everything? Oh no, Emilys, you hate to see it. Ooh, new thing to explore. I wonder what goodies I'll find. God damn it. Just have it be almost a waste of time. It does beg the question. Did I miss something? Surely it wasn't a waste of my time. Those are some delightful character descriptions, Jana. My Argonian belong in an asylum, or Nilly Willy Dark Elf. One of those sounds a lot more dangerous and stressful than the other. One sounds very whimsical. I suppose it depends what activity. The Argonian, says Emilys. The obvious choice. It was always a mix for me. I either, when it came to Oblivion and Skyrim, I was either a Khajiit or I was an Argonian. Especially in those early days, they were very novel to me to play a non-humanoid character. Or, not non-humanoid, a non-human character. Whereas elves and humans and all that just kind of fell into the same category of, I just found it way more interesting. I suppose that kind of stuck ever since. I'd be playing a Worgen, like, yeah, WoW's version of werewolves right now if they could be paladins. Alas, for whatever reason they cannot yet. I hope one day. One day. That's the dream. As long as they get tails as well, because it's just silly that they don't. Silly! One of 5. Thank you, Bran. Onwards we go. I wanted to call him Walking Heels, but the name was taken. Well, at least they were fulfilling the part in that regard. You can kind of forgive them for taking the name if they're like, alright, you're living up to it. The joyous things people do in MMOs. I always get curious of WoW's roleplay servers just to see. It's the side of the game I never really got into. Despite my love of roleplay and D&D type things. Even a franchise I'm not the biggest fan of, like Grand Theft Auto, occasionally I see videos from like their role-playing servers and I'm like, actually that's kind of fun. They all seem to be having a great time. I mean, we'll see when 6 comes out, if all that continues through, but it certainly has me always curious. I can't remember either for Final Fantasy XIV or ESO if they have their own separate roleplay servers or if it's all just kind of looped in. I think WoW... I can't remember. At some point they merged a load of servers, but I think there's still specific roleplay labelled ones. Come on, bodyguard. Down you go. How many is that? 2 more. Just try not to miss them. Come here, Cthulhu. Let me boop your snoot. Perfectly balanced. Beautiful big ass shield. I'm just going to read this verbatim. Nice sword, buff ass male, then short skimpy skirt outfit. Perfectly balanced. As all things should be. Oh, delightful. At least that doesn't surprise me when it comes to 14. Certainly my escapades in it was made a lot more... Compared to just playing on a regular WoW server, the folks in 14 were a lot more roleplay inclined in general, I feel. I'm sure if I jumped on a WoW roleplay server, maybe I would be surprised by where they're at these days. But it certainly came naturally in 14. Come on, get out of here, tentacles. Number 2. Lovely jubbly. It's an interesting thing, though, that both Bethesda and Blizzard are owned by Microsoft. So, in theory, Microsoft have 2 of the most successful MMOs under their belt now. I don't know if ESO has any options through Game Pass. It still wouldn't surprise me if WoW gets to that point one day. Of maybe you pay a higher tier of Game Pass and it rolls in a subscription. As long as they don't try and make them fight each other, because that, like, competition is good within a genre, but you don't want to have them actively screw each other over. I think, what was it? Titanfall 2, way back when. Shooty mech game, absolute delight, loved it. But EA shot themselves in the foot by releasing it around the same time as Battlefield, which just felt like they unnecessarily buried Titanfall 2, which was a crying shame, because I thought it was a better game. Good, Chad. I love the... Role-playing kind, really nice. Accidentally racist, lots of fun catmen in skirts, underwear, or dresses. The dresses following through on your adventures, I see. And it seemed pretty vibrant with it. Again, I think the... As many problems as their player housing system has, the expression with it and the amount folks could do and set up was delightful to see. Hope when WoW gets its housing, and we're looking to be on the right track. I hope it fosters that same creative community and inclinations towards roleplay. It's just fun, and people come up with all kinds of crazy shit. A video where people were doing like haunted houses, puzzle houses, the same way of Warframe dojos being just insane when people are left to their own devices. You'd love to see it. Get out of here, tentacle. Oh, nearly there. I need to knock this cooldown bar a little bit. I wish I could resize it. I probably can resize it. I've just not gone through the options enough. Nope, don't make a black hole. Thank you. No, that sucked me off the cliff. We're good. Oh, no, I got tentacled. Why? I didn't even know they could do that. Hopefully it didn't do a lot of damage, it was just more surprising. There you go. Excuse me, tentacles. Excuse me, excuse me. Please, no. Just leave them there, writhing. Give me the bag, thank you.
That's more like it.
Freshly mined, thank you, Brant. It's a little bit of ore, delicious. Oh, crab! I didn't even notice you, crab. Don't attract the tentacle. Nope, I let him buff. I did it again with my goddamn interrupt. My mistake, rebinding keys. I've heard similar sentiments before, Jana. It's a fascinating thing. Black folks doing videos where they're over in Asian countries and just having difficult conversations. It usually seems like it's, like you said before, kind of accidentally racist. Like, it seems in good faith. I hope most of it's in good faith, but I thought, given the state of the world these days and communication, the internet, folks being more aware of the wider world as ever, it would be less of an issue, but I suppose that's just culture difference. It being a lot more controlled in a lot of countries over there. At least a space like an MMO is the opportunity for people to learn, get more informed. And some of the best games can do. Teach us something we didn't know, ever about ourselves or the world at large. Even if it's sometimes through the avenue of booping something in the snoot. Ah, I see. Difficult things to kind of tiptoe around. At the very least to try and very diplomatically set right, for lack of a better term. But again, you can only hope over time such things becomes easier.
Like it.
I certainly do not, Emilis. I am your standard British idiot who can only speak English because he was terrible at languages and never put the time in, which is something I do want to rectify. Before the end of my days, I would love to learn Japanese. I would love to learn Italian, just there's a lot of family heritage there. Not to pompously say, oh, I'm quarter Italian, but it means a lot to my family, so I'd love to learn it. And I'm always fascinated by Latin, just because it's a really... It sounds so flowery in a way that I really like. Maybe that was just my days of playing For Honor and having the knight character scream moves in Latin. I was like, ooh, this would be fun to just know. My dad studied Latin when he was younger, when it was like a necessary course in the same way these days that French and Spanish are in UK schools. Oh, what's his name? There's a YouTuber who does a lot of anime stuff, of Mother's Basement. He often, like a lot of folks will say Duolingo or an app like that, but on most of his, on a lot of his recent videos, the sponsor has been a specific language app, which doesn't get put up as much as Duolingo, which I feel looks like it's a lot more helpful. But you'd have to do a little bit of research, but I'm sure there's plenty of avenues to get your head stuck in. It's more finding what works for you. From what I understand, once you learn another language, it becomes easier to learn more and more. So if you've already got your language of your homeland and then English on top of that, it should be a lot more doable. Not to say it's easy, but should be a lot more doable because your brain's already used to that process. My brain can hardly do English half the bloody time, I tell you. And English is just such a pointlessly overly complex language. Obviously not compared to some others in the world, but too many words that spelt the same, sound the same, mean completely different things. It's stupid. Alright, the only thing I need to remember on this boss is when he gets a big buff on himself, I have to run. Kill that tentacle first. I need to set focus to him so I see when he casts said buff. There we go. Not that one. Interrupt. Beautiful. Oh, watch my health. Run. Give me those potions. Oh, he did it. Run. Run. Okay. And gone. Beautiful. That's pretty impressive, Emilis. He's self-taught and just to get the language down. I think you'd be more than capable of learning Japanese in a way that would surprise you, I suppose. Like, clock on quicker than you might expect. English has many a silly grammatical rule. Yeah, many of which I still get very wrong. I think plenty of folks here in the UK do as well. Let alone accents or different areas of the UK. Can change quite dramatically. If I spend too much time with my family on my mother's side, I end up stropping straight into Broad Yorkshire. Get us a brew. Everything goes a little more down here. We're skipping letters in words. Whatever reason. Just going full Sean Bean with it. Ooh, ow, he just clobbered me. No, no. Choose life, you son of a gun. Oh, Bran, your interrupt didn't work. Come on, come on. Potion faded. Mistake. Yeah, for this level of difficulty on the Tier 11 delves, I just want a few more mechanics. I just want a bit more to have me panicking. Put me on the edge. Because we're alright, but it's nothing to write home about. They need to get crazier with it, and I hope by the time the next expansion comes out, they've had enough time playing around with delves as a new endgame system. They can really start pushing the mechanic design. That's the hope anyway. We'll have to see how it plays out. Maybe they want to keep it simpler for folks, but that's what difficulty levels are for. Stay away from him. Grab it potions, get set proc. Bap, 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 bap. Way up, get the interrupt. And down you go. Beautiful. Get us rewards. I missed a nemesis again. God damn it. It's alright. They never have anything too crazy. Unlikely to get a gear upgrade in here. It's the crests we're mainly coming in for. That lets me upgrade. So like mythic level. Like mythic dungeons and mythic raiding, which as a solo player is really cool. I can do a bit of myself without having to engage in that content and not having groups to do so. Away, chopper! Alright, we have the 2 in Ashkahet next. Quickest way to Ashkahet, it's probably going to be half to Donegal and take the gooey portal. I say gooey portal because every time you step in it, it makes this awful wet web noise of like, and it's like, like you don't want to step through it. Don't you like it at all? A swig of his beverage. Ooh, cold tea. No? Lukewarm? Where are we at? Yeah, that's gone beyond lukewarm. It's cold! It's fine, I have to drink it. Need to not destroy my throat. Yep, who's got something for me down here? It's a bonus reward for filling out my rep.
You have questions.
Thank you.
I
Just gave me some mana potions. Sure, no gold? Robin, bastard spider.
only the finest for you.
Sell some of this junk, clear out my inventory just a wee bit. Oh, I found a pet. Another schneef. Little Morat fellow. Bless.
Enjoy my
One day, they will make that mobile game where you can do the pet battles. Then maybe I get engaged with the pet battle system, but it's not this day. Alright, they're both in the city. We'll head towards the abyss. I've got plenty of underwater breathy potions. We'll take a quick bio break once we get there. Then we'll crack on with these last 2 delves of the morning. A reminder, folks, this evening, sometime between 4 and 6 PM, we will be back streaming Avowed. We're investigating the City of Paradise today. There'll be a lot of NPC talking, for sure, and I'm not quite sure how dense or how they'll have set up their city compared to other RPGs, but I'm eager to find out. Most of the quests outside, unlike in some older RPGs, we were actually able to complete objectives and then bring them in, which I'm excited about. We do have a load of playlists of other games played right here on the channel you can all binge. But with that said, take me bio break. So stretch your legs, refill your beverage. I'll be back with you in just a few minutes. I'll see you soon. And we're back. Thank you for your patience. Just get me that back on. Oh, a swig of his beverage. And into the abyss. There was something I remember from... I don't know if it's in ESO. I imagine it is. But for Oblivion and Skyrim, the fact Argonians can breathe underwater was pretty important. Funny seeing you here. This seems like a new one to me. Got a device just for you to make exploring the underwater a breeze. Pay to air. You push a button, you get air. It's a work of modern art. What do you say? I ain't asking much. That price is outrageous. Look, I wish there was another way. I never didn't buy a giant stockpile of water-breathing potions from the auction house and jam them into a tiny device. That's the game calling me out. Absolutely bought a load of potions. Fine.
Stay sharp.
Another satisfied customer. Oh, if the device breaks, it's taken out of place. Have fun. I'm good because I bought my water-breathing potion. Fun of the devs to poke fun at that, but also, like, just let us breathe underwater. For these specific underwater delves.
It's too far away.
I say, I remember 14 having some water-based content, but not that. I don't remember water breathing being a problem. And again, I imagine ESO, if there is, you play or bring an Argonian at that point. Thank you, Emily. How fares your Final Fantasy adventure? Still going through on the bard, are we? Or are we levelling up someone else before we step back into Heavensward? Ow, sneaky bastard. Fish illusions. Gonna be dealing with it. Pheromone crates destroyed. Understood. Just underpin. Try and keep count of them better this time. Endless in the chat. Yeah, still on with the bard. Need to make that transmog. Must make it. Oh, and I got hit with an explosive. You'll get there. You'll get there. It's important to have fashion goals. Somewhere in between. Aye. Such is the grind. I'll be over before you know it. Would be the hope. Explodey presents. There we go. Mark down. You get it. Beautiful. Onward. More fish. Crab. Yourselves tough. Oh, good.
Look around. There's treasure here.
You always say that, Bran. You're always talking shite these days. Don't believe you. Snapper? Snapper was the name of a fish, not a crab game. Break the crates. These pheromones are attracting the sharks. Get back. Ooh. Not even a real puzzle. Thanks, game. Just
That's more like it.
don't wimp out, Blizzard. Put actual difficult puzzles in. God damn it. Feels pointless when it is just click one button, puzzle solved. Have more faith in your player base. A lot of people have been very upset with the current patch. Just because, for one, the time-gated content and not having all the features in it, which I completely understand and agree to an extent. But a lot of it's been really buggy as well, from what I understand. I think we saw some bugs, yes, on Wednesday when we did the new Nightfall event. Wasn't exactly working as intended, but for some people the event doesn't even like trigger or complete. Bit of a nightmare. And I saw someone say, if you're going to do the 8-week patch cadence, and it's not going to have all of the content promised, and it's not going to be thoroughly bug tested, then maybe we need to push the 8-week content cadence back again. Which, to be fair, they have been nailing it for a long time, but if it's going to cause this many problems as we get into the expansion cycle, I'd agree. Just take the time to finish the content, make it good, don't time gate it, let folks play at their leisure, because why not? Respect the player's time. Let's go play. So many games coming out all the time these days. Let us go and play another game. Don't have to be on the treadmill. Those folks playing WoW and enjoying it are happy to let the subscription lapse for a month or two and come back again, or just leave it going. Ow. Oh no, it pulled another pack. You absolute shitbird. Bad. Bad, 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 bad. Grab the healing potion. Grab the other healing potion. Gotta pay attention, Barrow. Holy shit. No, fumble. Goodbye, Bran. Just dogpile him. He'll be fine. Come on, go down. There you go. Okay, that helps.
They'll maybe use it that
Mindful of the dots. Ooh, nearly. And have to emergency heal. That's alright, that's what it's there for. There we go. Whoa. Give me that crystal. 50% max health. Beautiful. So many sharks. Any crates over there? Yes, there is. Realising that I can get bodied so much that I have to focus up a little bit, so my apologies. There we go. And still, for these mod packs, it feels more like just the number pulled, obviously, but it's also... The mechanics are more, make sure you interrupt. Don't stand in stuff. I just want them to push their design philosophy a bit. I want crazier shit to happen. I'm not saying I want like that roguelike dungeon in Final Fantasy XIV with the insta-kill traps. That'd probably be a bit much. Not a big fan of traps you can't see just doing you in with one hit. Resetting and bombing an entire run because, yeah. Just a little bit more to keep me on my toes. There's another of... Why didn't you despawn the other ads? You usually despawn the other ads. Oh no. Is it because I talk shit about the underwater dungeon? Is that why this is happening? This makes me wonder about, for those who have played Monster Hunter Wilds or prior games in the series, the next update they're doing in the summer is bringing back a monster called Lagiacrus that first made its debut in the series with a load of underwater combat. That was hit and miss. It was alright as far as underwater bits in video games go, very infamous throughout the industry. But it worked out alright, but I can't see them for a game like Wild and how well it's done trying to include something as controversial as underwater combat again. Don't get me wrong, really looking forward to see good old Laggy. It's a fantastic monster, big old... Oh, snake's the wrong word, but giant lightning lizard with a snake-like body. Big old lightning rods on its back. Wonderfully designed creature. I'll have to see how they do with it.
I don't have a target.
If it's anything like the bubble fox they just added, it might add a load of its deviant variations as a baseline. Whoa! What the fuck? Sharks. I wasn't studying it, Bran. Raised predator. This isn't good. This isn't good at all. Why are they all exploding in bubbles? Healing potions. Try and kill the fish people, then turn to the sharks bit by bit. T-Rex fear coming in very handy. Why are they all so tanky as well? I've made a mistake. Please no. Why is one of them evading and getting stuck? Teleported. Got magic sharks as well. You hate to see it. I just need to keep kiting. Need to keep running. And bob in a few shots as they do that thrashing. I didn't think cocking up and standing a little bit on the edge of the blue circle would summon this many sharks. Certainly encourages me to never let that happen again. Come on, Bran, fire more shots. You're a hunter, you can take down a few sharks. Hero of Azeroth gets absolutely bodied by fish in the depths. Terrible end to a long 20-year story. Bloody tanky as well. There's no reward for this, it's just you are being punished for messing up where you stood briefly. Alright, the joys of Paladin and self-healing. Nearly there. One more. Oh, goodness me. At least we got some basically beef. Because this expansion, they got sick of doing so many meat drops across so many different creatures, filling up people's inventories. It works out. It's a little silly, but it works out. Crab. You saw me body like 8 sharks. Why get involved? Okay. Should be no more crates on this side. Try and avoid some of the mobs. Oh, it's a seam though. And they went down quick enough, that's fine. Give it. Delicious ore. It happened again. Why in this underwater dungeon do the underpin mobs not despawn the regular mobs? That happens in every other dungeon. For some reason, in here, game's like, no. Screw you, player. Get bodied. Right, I think we can AoE him down. As long as we don't stand in garbage.
I need to get closer.
Trickster as well does a lot of auto attack damage. Get stunned. It's that last one riding a crab. Come back here. Put that crab down. Okay, one more nemesis group, so at least it's not going to be a problem for much longer. Alright. Damn it, crap. Every time as the battle ends, aha, I'm going to kill you. You're vulnerable and weak after a fight. Go away. Sneaky crabs. Don't stand in it. No more sharks, please. Thank God we didn't pull all. There's so many sharks. Didn't even notice. Right, out of the way, goblins. Shoo, shoo, shoo. There's the other underpin group. 2 sets of boxes here, and more going up that way. So as long as I keep to this left-hand side, shouldn't pull too many. I hope they don't bring back any underwater delves. I'm trying to think in terms of Midnight and the Last Titan, going through the zones in my head, where would they put an underwater bit? I mean, clearly you can just do a cave and there'll be some water down there. But ideally, let's not. Midnight's all set in Quel'Thalas, assuming we don't get yanked anywhere else during that expansion. Not much opportunity for underwater stuff. Stuff within Silvermoon, in the Ghostlands, stuff with the Scourge. It's been ages since I've been up there. There's a decent amount of possibilities I'm just not thinking of. Last Titan, it's a lot clearer. You've got all the different Northrend zones to go through. All that delicious Wrath of the Lich King stuff we haven't really touched in years. Grizzly Hills, probably something to do with furbolgs or bears. Dragonflight, stuff with the dragons. Maybe some Galakron necromancy stuff going on. Possibility. Oh, I pulled the other pack. Mistakes were made. Nope, don't spearfish me, please. A lot of Nerubian stuff as well, possible for Last Titan. I feel a lot of our delightful spider friends, there's the opportunity to kind of push their story forward and have them come with us. Or at least a couple of representatives from our new Nerubian friends and how they might interact with the old Nerubian friends we had back in Wrath, but they've just kind of been sat there since that expansion, the old Nerubians. But I'll more be deciding what they've been doing this whole time. Just fighting and fending back the Scourge, trying to rebuild some Nerubian society over there now that the Nubarak is gone properly and the Lich King's gone. I know there's still some Scourge remnants there, but maybe the Lich King's control kind of faded off and they didn't just go crazy like the undead did. I find that unsurprising, Emilis.
Nice fight.
Maybe it's coded that way. To mimic actual crabs. They're just going to come for you when you least expect it. God damn it. There is a crab mount in the game these days that does walk sideways and is a gigantic, glorious fellow. I can't remember how. I'm sure it's something to do with fishing. It probably is. Or it's the Najutar Naga zone. Might have been from there. Don't you know? Again, I'm not the biggest in terms of mount collecting. I'm more of an outfit collector. But there's a lot of fancy-dancy mounts out there these days. Hey, job done. It's going to be that blob boss again. Yep. And I've said it before, but that's the other thing I want from delves. More variety in your end bosses.
Let's get that nasty.
Because I think all versions of this delve, as far as I can remember, this is the last boss every time. And he does the same thing every time, and it's like, come on. I have to give them the benefit of the doubt, given that this is the first time delves were created in the game. It's a new endgame system. They're figuring out how they worked, let alone trying to push design space. Deathwing does a flyby, flooding the zone. No! What a hellish way to make an underwater zone. And why would Deathwing be back? Out of nowhere, I'm not dead! Get drowned. Like you did in the cinematic. breaking the dams. Water everywhere. Again. Cataclysm 2.0. There was always speculation that such a thing would happen again one day with WoW. They wanted to remake more of the old world again, but it's so much dev time and resources. Like, if you can't set an expansion around it... Like, obviously, they've been updating assets over the years. Don't know in terms of replacing the old zones just how much has gotten through. We know, like, for player housing, the neighbourhoods they're setting up, it's in Elwyn Forest and Durotar, I believe, so one would assume those zones get a bit of a facelift around those neighbourhoods. Maybe? What? I stood in it! Did not react fast enough. It's my fault, Bran. That was on me. Get them swimming T-Rex. And he's gone. I do like the gross noises it makes. And the back. Oh, I'm not going to stand on it again. You won't have me again. No. It's alright, Emilis. No, I'm done. No, I'm done. I'm glad you're watching, you know? I ain't going to be picky about it. Get out of it. That was a different version of it. There's still one more version of this delve that I still haven't seen. Maybe there should be some kind of...
That's more like
I don't think bad luck protection is the right term for it. Somewhere where the game can check, oh, you haven't seen this version of the delve yet. It's been X number of weeks. Here, have the one you've not seen. Fancy fish chests.
Nice find.
Many crests to upgrade with. There's our gilded ones. Beautiful. Right, one more to go. And an axe I've got better than. That's alright. That's kind of where we're at gearing in delves at the moment. It's all for them crests. At some point, once everything has been, like, replaced with hero gear, we've got a couple of spots left, like shoulders and his chest piece. Then I can actually go back into doing transmog rather than looking all hodgepodge and spiky with really mixed match set going on. Right, last one being the Underkeep. Speaking of our spider friends. As long as it's not that goddamn puppet master again. Always seemed to be him. I haven't got a Delver's Bounty map for a few weeks either. That's a way to get like a guaranteed better bit of gear. It's nice, if it drops in the delve you're currently in, you can trigger it and get that upgrade straight away. Oh, Madam Goya. It's a new one. What are you doing here, leader of the black market?
The wonders of Pandaria.
And it's a Gallywix one. Forgive my absence, but this is a dangerous place for a meeting. Gallywix has unleashed the Dark Fuse to tear apart the Underkeep and take any black blood that remains. In this chaos, there is opportunity. Seek to thwart the Dark Fuse's efforts. I have buyers interested in the blood. For research purposes, my associates will provide a device to collect the black blood. Any other spoils are yours to keep. Alright, Madam Guy, I'm still not convinced that one day you're not going to be some kind of villain, but sure.
The world is your
There's always a black market, I suppose. Moxie Lockspinner. I've got a good deal here, so don't mess it up. Sure thing. Give me a gun. Black blood collector. It's not collected. It's not worth collecting. Very silly. Right, let's get to it. Oh, it's just going to be a load of the Dark Fuse stuff. Red and black goblins. angry looking scientists. Probably a mech or two. Oh, there he comes. Get feared. Thank you, T-Rex. In terms of having all these little animal companions that Brand has, maybe if they did Rexar as a companion, but I just can't see in Last Titan or Midnight where Rexar would fit in anywhere, so probably not going to be him.
I don't have a target.
It's a topic we've talked about before in terms of what companion will join us future expansions, and if they want to keep it as the original plan was for Bran to be with us at the base launch of the War Within, and then we'd swap to a different companion. But they say it was because they didn't want players to have to reset. I reckon it's more because development time fell through. They'd have to build him out again. Exactly, Emilis. He's like, he popped up what? Did he pop up in Warlords of Draenor? I can't remember. He was certainly in Legion. He was in the Hunter Order Hall a bit. Has he done aught since Legion? He's in more of the novels and stuff than he is anywhere else these days. We know, like, the Mochnafal and Half Ogres isn't a playable race folks have wanted for a while. I don't think that would hold as much weight compared to just regular ogres, but it's certainly still up there. And no, I get the feeling it's going to be Illyria's son next expansion, probably. Exactly. He shows up from time to time, but just rarely. And for a character who was so big in Warcraft 3, you hate to see it. All the other Warcraft 3 characters are part of the, like, hero squad. Like Thrall and Jaina. If you're not... And obviously the poor bugger got shafted and then killed unceremoniously off screen, but... Through a Malfurion, as much as the Night Elves have gone through some shit, they've at least had some limelight. The Dark Spear as well. Suck that blood. Right, which way am I going? Oh, all of it. I see. We'll start a loop round on the left then. As the creepy spider music plays. Right, I don't have to murder a load of them, so we can just avoid some mobs. If they weren't guarding all that blood. And the underpinned brute. Oh, that's underpaid brute, not underpinned brute. Very important distinction. Go back round the other way and see if there's a little more easier blood to get through. Can always loop back around. Hard to do a stealth mission, Bran, when you're lugging a T-Rex about, I will say. You play as Rexar. Hey, there's a lot of talk of other studios working or buying parts of WoW's IP. There's a lot of rumours that there's like several StarCraft games somehow in the works. I'm sure the WoW franchise net have like a third-person action game where you play as Rexar. Like a Monster Hunter-esque game and you're just Rexar hunting giant monsters from the Warcraft universe. There's an idea. I feel like there's enough characters and stuff in WoW where that kind of action RPG would go over pretty well. Don't think I'd like it to go full Dynasty Warriors, but maybe that's just because I'm not a fan. While it's novel at first to hit hordes of enemies and have them explode, it always got too repetitive for me in a way that didn't feel as good. But I know that that series has its diehard fans, so I ain't one to yak someone's yum. For lack of a better term. Punch you folks, how dare you punch. things they've done to upgrade and make the zones of attack enemies do more visible. Some of them, like the cones especially, are still not quite there. More copying 14, please. More big clear things on the floor. Especially when I'm throwing down so much shit on the floor as well. Where you look? No, no, no. Suck the blood, suck the blood. Don't explode. Okay, we got some. Oh, little hyena noise. Don't make me feel bad, Gabe. I always thought Survival Hunter, the moment they shifted it back into like Melee Hunter is now a thing, I really liked it, to be fair. But I can see the race fantasy behind that, pushing that a little further, for sure. Maybe one day. We can dream. Don't know who else they add other than Azeroth for Midnight seems the most likely, but I think Horde players are going to get annoyed if we keep getting Alliance races as our Delve companion. And I think it might be too much work for them to split it unless they shared a moveset. You know already from Bran they don't manage to get voice lines for everything, which is still something I wish they'd talk about because I don't understand how you can do that with... Like, surely if someone's in recording voice lines, you just record more. But, you know, that's armchair dev. I know it's not that simple. It's not that cheap neither. Melissa, that's great. They all add 30 other anime races to WoW before they come to half ogres or ogres in general. What of the races so far would you consider anime races? Which ones fit that description? And for what reasons do they fit that description? I want to know the distinction here. What is an anime race within WoW? Is it all the different types of elves? Is it the Vulpera? I wouldn't necessarily call the Irvin an anime race. Ancient Rocky Machine people. Any race which 8% of the player base goes only female. So Draenei and Blood Elves. No, if space goats are particularly anime. Certainly not an anime I've seen. You know, demons, sure. I've always liked the Draenei. It's an old friend of mine, an old guildmate, used to say, if I'm going to be looking at an ass for 10 hours a day, I'd rather it were a nice ass. I understand the sentiment. When it comes to character creator within WoW, I just like having variety. So I've got a good old mix of characters on the account from the various races. Not that I play many of them these days, to be fair. It was all for just collecting that heritage armor. Delicious, delicious transmog. But even though I kind of wish if you'd collected the heritage armor you could use it across different races. I kind of get why you don't. It's specific to that race. It's paying homage to their history. But I'm the player who went and earned that stuff, so why not? They eventually change that with all race-specific mounts, I think, so maybe one day. I still don't understand that any race where most players play female, I still don't understand why that's an anime distinction, Embellish. You're going to have to educate me. Oh boy, there's some hot takes in here. Hate Void Elves. Kultirans look stupid as hell. Nightborn are amazing. Love that race. Vulpera was a big mistake. I don't mind the Vulpera. I kind of wish they had done the snake people that were there instead. I don't mind the Vulpera. The Void Elves, it felt more like a way for Alliance to have that elf model again. And obviously, we've got a lot of Void stuff happening in the lore. We've got a lot that's been happening in Valyria. You can say as to why, but I think it was just to get those elves on the Alliance side. Nightborn, I agree with. Kultiran, I don't necessarily agree with that. I think if they had the really skinny Kultiran as well as the chunkier ones, I think it would have gone over a bit better. But overall, I like the Kultiran. I think their heritage armor with the big sea coat's pretty nice. Though I am a sucker for big coats, to be fair. But I also think the Kultiran and the Void Elves and stuff like that should have been, and the Lightforged Draenei to that extent, should have been options, and the Magar Orcs for that matter, within a race. Maybe even the same with the Dark Iron Dwarves. They should have been options within that race baseline. And the new, quote-unquote, race should have actually been different races. Like, whether that's Ogres, whether that's Naga, whether that's Kobolds. Some things that were just a little more out there. Which is why I don't mind the Vulpera, because that's not just building on a set race. That was something new. What about the Jinyu? Give me the goddamn Jinyu. They were great. Give me my fish samurai. Exactly. There was room to be more creative with it instead of going on what felt like easier options. And again, a lot of people, when they announced the Irvin, were very like, oh, another dwarf one. And to be fair, I feel like the Irvin have gone over a lot better. And the whole point was to tie in with the story. Like, I get that. That was important. I haven't defeated any of the Underpin groups. Well, Sodom then. Sodom. The boss is right here. I'm not running back around the whole thing to find 4 groups that give me maybe a reward. That's kind of okay. That's alright. I think it is it's something where you can't help but be biased. We all have our preferences and the races we started with and how our journey through WoW or any other game for that matter has gone through. I don't know how other MMOs have handled it over time. I know Final Fantasy has added a couple over time, and there was a lot of annoyance around gender-locked races. And as time's gone on, they've opened that up and they've made both of each, like for the rabbit people and the lion people, now there's both genders available there for people, Or all those options, I should say, there for people. Which is good, that's what you want to see. Don't know how, say, maybe ESO handles it. Janna's still around, you can let me know, but more options for players is always better. As you say, I think they could have done more without resorting to, oh, it's another Elven race. As cool as the Nightborn are, what would have stopped them making those be customization options rather than a whole race of their own? Like Mechanomes. Or Mechanomes. Nobody plays a Mechanome. Or at least a small percentage do. Well, again, they were trying to match it with the content. We were going to Mechagon. We were seeing this whole new area with Mechanomes, but I know. Especially that expansion specifically, it was like, give me the snake people. And they haven't showed up again since. Yeah, using a different model helps. Certainly sets it apart a little more. Try and rack my brain out. Like, the Haranir are a different model as well. Like, if the Haranir, which they inevitably will become an allied race, that's like half elf, half troll. At least that's interesting and new. Even if it's not like an old one people have wanted, if they're new and interesting, I think that still works. And like for the Arathi humans, they just let humans pick elfiers. You want to be a half elf now. Like, didn't have to make a full allied race around it, just said, right, we have added the customization option. I think more like that would have gone over better over time. But again, people love those Void Elves. They really do. And I think if they just have Blood Elves at that point have the option to go Alliance and Horde, people might have been pissed. You know what I mean? People would have probably been pretty upset by that. Maybe the change you want to be Get a job at Blizzard, work your way up from the inside. For the ogres! It's good to dream. I bet you there's someone at Blizzard who shares your passion in this matter. And every meeting, everyone, can we push ogres yet? Is it ogres time? And someone's like, next expansion. Every time someone's, next expansion. Next time, baby. Maybe after Last Titan, an expansion around ogres is going to make sense. Maybe. Oh, I see your passion, Everless. It's okay. I respect it. One day. One day it'll happen. I've no doubt about that. Like, they want WoW to go on for another 20 years, you know? The development team's going to keep changing. Game industry itself's going to keep changing. But especially under Microsoft now. Not like WoW's going to disappear anywhere anytime soon. Even in the event of another Shadowlands expansion that really doesn't go over well, there's a lot of stuff people don't like. The fact the classic game exists now is just going to keep it on its feet in a way that most games will simply find impossible. You know, there's very few games that can do that with themselves. Very few games that are that long-lived either. Especially in the MMO space. Like, Eve's been around a while, but that thing's bloody impenetrable and terrifying. Even to a new player who's never played an MMO, WoW can be pretty scary. Aye, they had their big acquisition a long-ass time ago, buying up Activision, Blizzard, and King. For billions. What was it? 70 billion? 7 billion? I'm probably going to misremember the number. Oh, now my Delver's mounty bat. Thanks, Gabe. If I use it right here... No, because the Chesser Room's already spawned. Well, I've got it for next week. But yeah, so you'd think, like... It's taken some time for the intricacies of working within that company and what leeway that may have gained them or what limitations that might have now put on them. You'd hope it was better than it was under Activision and Bobby go fuck himself Kotick, but we know Phil Spencer has said, oh, I'd love to see Warcraft and Starcraft come back. I'd love to see the old RTS era make a return. But in recent years, he's not exactly been putting his money where his mouth is. We'll have to see. I think we're still in the very early stages of anything from that really bearing fruit, other than the team being able to readjust, maybe. I'm hoping it's a lot better for the developers at Blizzard's various companies. That's my hope, that they're doing okay. Especially for all the shit they had to go through prior to that.
When shadow falls, lamplight.
Thank you, Faerun.
Belladar hums with joy, with hope. You've done
Here's your
well,
key,
my
Elise.
friend.
Once again, I request
Hello.
that you gain your Hearthstone voice,
May the stars
because at the
guide
moment
you.
you're just a night elf.
Good luck, friend.
How are we doing on our Delver's journey this season? Oh, we've nearly finished it. And I will get a Nightfall campsite. I forgot about that. Oh, new login screen. Tasty business. Mr. Jackson,
What can I do for you?
you as well need your Hearthstone voice. I don't know why you're just bog standard human. Makes no sense to me. Okay. And it's just transmogs.
See you around.
Understood. Bob the pinnacle chest. Beautiful. Right, let's see what upgrades we can do. Bob some stuff in the wall bank and we will call it for the morning. When they add half ogres speed run to level cap. Oh, you won't just buy a boost straight away. Oh no, because you'll want to level them. You'll want to level one so you get the heritage armor.
Good health to you.
I'm sure it'd be pretty good for ogres.
It is a world of wonders.
What to upgrade? It has to be some of the hero stuff. I want it to be tier pieces, but I don't have any more of the tier pieces. My gloves and my helmet are already maxed out. Bingo. Yep. cape, maybe? It's got avoidance on it, which is like, yeah. Wrists. I can do one. Alright. Bump up the chest plate. You've already seen the pet bear you'd have in your dreams. So it's going to be an ogre hunter then. Absolutely following the Rexar tradition. Why has this changed to epic? When did that happen? And why? Curious.
Until next time.
Hot fixed overnight? Why?
There is much to discover. Be bold,
Strange. I don't quite get
be
it.
true.
No, not that one. Hey, fully do the chest piece. Oh, it's changed it to the
I will
blue
answer the
one.
call.
Now it fits with the helmet better. Nice.
How fare you?
Oh, unlocking more transmog. Without even realising it. It's starting to come together. I do need to change all the goblin bits and bobs and eventually upgrade the boots so they change colour as well, but that's not bad at all. Axes and everything. There's a lot of really good one-handed axes in this game, to be fair. Some of the, like, there was a load of big wolf head ones I'm a bit of a sucker for. And to be fair to some of these allied races, the Dark Iron one is pretty beefy for an axe. And they're not locked behind races. Hey, you had the Shaman ones there. Silly Dragon Wings. The Alliance and Horde specific ones are pretty good. You get axes that might as well be a two-hander. Oh, some lovely stuff. Some of the goblin stuff. Yep, just a whirligig. Sure. Oh no, Emilis. Don't do it. Don't do it. Save the money. Don't let impatience win. It'll be okay.
I
have to advise you against it. I mean, it's your money. Spend it however the hell you want, but I will advise against it. Because you'll do it. And then they'll be like, okay, now I can do this content. And then they'll be like, Oh, is farming for transmog not something that's as easily done in 14? That's a shame. I stick by my advice, though. But in any case, for now, thank you all very much for watching. For those who've come along live and those who'll watch later, cheers for giving me your time. If you've enjoyed yourselves, don't forget to hit that like button. Help push the video through the algorithm so more folks can come hang out, play some games with us. Subscribe for more content on the channel. In the mornings, we are here at 9 AM GMT with World of Warcraft, and between 4 and 6 in the evenings, we start up with other games. Currently, of course, Avowed. And you can find playlists to all the other games we've already covered right here on the channel to binge to your heart's content. So until next time, folks, much love, take care, and bye-bye.
So, an orc walks into a bar with a parrot on his shoulder. The bartender says, "Hey, where'd you get that?" The parrot says, "Duratar, they got them all over the place."